So here we go. Southeast Polk will start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 7 at the 12. Looking to go ahead here.
And Jackson Daly has been on fire here in the third quarter. Considering that incomplete pass to Caleb Daniels doesn't end up going down as a completion, he was a perfect 6 of 6.
Oh, they call it incomplete. So,
I'm just saying that because of the penalty flag,
right,
that it ends up not being a pass attempt.
So
Daly.
Okay, I'm with you. You're back to the previous play, the penalty that kept that was big kept the drive alive here. So 2nd and 7 at the 12. Daly got Christensen with him. Keeps it in there, now keeps it himself. Daly trying to throw a little misdirection in there. He gets a couple before he's pulled down. Not a bad move because everybody's been really keying in on Christensen. And he'll pick up 2. Brings up 3rd down and 5 at the 10. So they can get a first down. And if the Warriors can hold them out of the end zone, it'll be a one-score ball game here. Daly under center this time. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, looking, throws, and intercepted. Intercepted at the 6-yard line, or nope, now he's waving it off. Okay. He took a long time to do that. I think he was looking to the middle there to the other official, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's certainly it. It went off the hands of Daniels, the falling Waukee player, trying to get underneath it. And you're right, there was a little bit of a hesitation with the official before the signal was made, but then emphatically saying an incomplete pass.
And a little hard for Daly rolling to his right, a left-hander, and then he threw a little behind Daniels. So now we're going to try the field goal here from 17. That'd be a 27-yarder. Here's the snap. Kick is up. And off the upright. Off the left upright, a doink, as they say. And Waukee comes out of it with no points.
What a swing of emotions there in about 60 to 90 seconds real time. As Southeast Polk driving, gets it down. It looks like the Warriors have an interception. They don't, but in the end, it ends up being about the same. No points on the board for the Rams, and now Waukee with the ball. In fact, in a little bit better field position than if they had that interception.
And, they were happy, too, because even if the field goal is good, you could still come down to touchdown and tie it up. But now, touchdown gives you the lead. Holcomb hands it off up the middle to Lindquist. And he spins around. What's he up to now? He's
starting this drive at 142 yards, so make it 147 for number 26.
Here's Holcomb again. Man comes across the formation, rolling. Looking out in the flat, hits his man there, and he goes out of bounds as Hayden Hundley, the junior, catches it and is going to be just shy. The way that pass was thrown, he couldn't step on the brakes and get the first down, but bring up 3rd and 2. Send the man in motion. Sadat across the formation again. Looking for Sadat. He hits Sadat at the 30, 35, 40, 45. Plows through a tackler and rolls out at the 50-yard line.
They're going to say Sadat stepped out of bounds a little bit before that. It looks like he's going to get to the 47, but a big
47,
first down. And not only that, but could have kind of shied away from the contact. Instead, puts an exclamation point at the end of the play as he was able to lower the shoulder and hit him with the boom.
6'3", 230. He's going to take on those little defensive backs when he gets a chance. Here he comes, a motion across the formation this time. Rolling. Holcomb now will tuck it down and run. Gets up across the 50. And they're going to mark him up just inside of, just across the 50. Maybe that back end of the football touching it, but into Southeast Polk territory. And they quickly, now some tempo out of Waukee. Holcomb fakes it. Now they're going in to Sadat, and they had a defense back all over him. Waukee fans here on this side wanted interference.
Yeah, Austin Enos covering that quick slant route, and with a little bit of contact, looked like he timed it absolutely perfectly right as the ball was getting to his hands, draping his arm over the bicep and trying to pry that ball loose.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Another big third down here for Waukee. Clock stopped, 10:03 to go in the fourth quarter. Waukee trailing by 4. They have not scored here in the second half. Holcomb, quick pass on the slanted side. And that's Aaron Smith for the first down. Ran right out to the sticks. And Holcomb hit him on the quick hitter there, and he's down to the 43. 1st and 10 for Waukee.
And that is the 3rd reception of the game for Smith. And we all remember his first reception going for the 30-yard touchdown, but also had another one in the second quarter for 37. So he's reached the 3/4 century mark on just 3 catches.
$15-yard penalty on that. I didn't see what the signal
I believe it was
was.
a face mask.
Face mask.
And that was on top of the reception.
So now 1st and 10 at the 27 for Waukee. Haven't been a lot of penalties, but there have been some big ones that have hurt. Here, Lindquist, he goes to the left, cuts back to the right, and gets a big chunk on 1st down.
And I'm not sure if that was a designed run to that side.
Yeah, or he just saw nothing there and went back.
Immediately said, if you're going to give me that much of an opening, I'm going to turn that into a 4-yard gain.
Waukee keeping the tempo here. Now back at it. Got Southeast Polk back on their heels. Holcomb throws the fade over there, and no call as they ran in. The receiver and defensive back ran into each other there. And they're going to say no penalty, and now they'll come back with the clock stop.
3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Warriors.
So 3rd and 6 for Waukee. We'll see at this point if they're in 4-down territory. Dropping back, screen pass, set up perfectly. Looking for room, cuts it through, and he's going to be just shy of the 1st down, I believe. Lindquist.
I think it was most likely going to be 4-down territory.
Well, look at where he's marking
now.
it there, though, on the far side. Yep, they're going to mark it. Just now they're going to call a measurement on it.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
We saw that screen work for Southeast Polk. Turnabout Waukee here just set it up beautifully.
Yeah, Holcomb kind of floating that one up and over. And as you said, it looked like they were going to have all day. Credit the secondary of the Southeast Polk squad to quickly converge on him, and all of a sudden it looked like it was going to be an easy 1st down. He quickly had people coming in from either side trying to split the defense and was able to and make it a close call here. But obviously with 4th and short, it's going to be a situation where they're going to need to go for it.
Half yard, they're saying, about a football length maybe. They're going to mark it short. 4th and 1. Well, we'll see what they. Here's where Waukee doesn't come up under center, usually. And we'll see if they do here or not. Well, looks like he is. We'll see if Holcomb sneaks it. Got 2 backs behind him. He's going to hand it off, and plowing through Lindquist. Did he get there? I don't think so.
No,
I think they
short.
stacked him up short. So for the second time in this ball game, Southeast Polk a big 4th down play, Eric, to stop a Waukee drive.
Yeah, and Credit Link was there. He did everything he could, was hit in the backfield, still able to spin away from contact. He was able to get away from the first pursuer, but not the second and the third and the fourth. That was the Southeast Polk Rams coming together as a unit to bring down 26, and that's the reason they've taken the ball back.
I'm going to take a timeout, a safety timeout, I think, here. We'll take a break. 8:42 to play. Southeast Polk with the big stop. They'll get the ball back with a 4-point lead here on CISN.TV.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away. Delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed.
There's more to love with these savings at Fairway. This week, fresh salmon fillet portions are buy one, get one free. Frito-Lay, Lay's, or Kettle Cook chips are only $1.99. Fairway waffles are buy two, get one more free. Kraft cheese is 3 for $5 when you buy 3 with your coupon. Fresh, fast, affordable. Fairway.
Here at Waukee, second big fourth down stop for Southeast Polk. They take over 1st and 10 at the 19. 8:42 to play. They lead by 4. Daly hands it off, busting over the left side. Big run by Christensen on first down. Those will be 2 plays we'll look back on, Eric, if Waukee ends up losing this ball game. 2 fourth-down stands by the Southeast Polk defense when they were deep in their own territory.
Yeah, both of these drives for the Rams starting at their own 19 because their defense was able to make a stop on 4th and short.
2nd and 4 for Daly. Drops back, hands it off, and that time Christensen can't find a big enough hole. He gets 1. And to bring up a 3rd down for them.
Again, not going to be a highlight reel type of play, but Christensen looked like he was going to be met in the backfield and then just kind of sidesteps the pursuit and is able to make it a much more manageable 3rd and 3 than if he'd lost a couple of yards there.
Gain of 1, 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the Rams.
3rd and 3 at the 27. 7.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Southeast Polk trying to keep the drive alive to burn down the clock. Send a man in motion, Falloon, and they hand it off, cutting up the right side. He's going to get the first down yardage. Is Titus Christensen. Go with a little counter motion, bringing that guy across, and going to be a first down. Keep the clock rolling for Southeast Polk.
And that was the difference, is Christensen was able to make it 3rd and 3, picks up 4 instead of losing yards on 2nd down. And because of that, as we know right now, Waukee not only battling the Rams, but battling against that clock, and Southeast Polk wants to keep that thing a-rolling.
Roosevelt now trailing Valley 17-14. Centennial losing to Ankeny. Oh, knocked away by Aaron Smith. Urbandale 30-13 over Johnson in the 4th quarter.
And Aaron Smith doing a great job of anticipating jumping that route. But again, credit Daly because of the way he threw it. He knew that there was a possibility it would get knocked down, but almost impossible to pick that one off. So Daly, although it goes down as an incompletion, is able to throw that high enough so that Smith's not able to pick it off.
Dowling over Indianola 18-14. 2nd 10, 31 for Southeast Polk.
It's also Daly's first miss of this second half.
Daly drops straight back, looking, throws it out over the head, high on that one over Falloon's head. One of the things we've seen just a little bit out of him is a strong arm, just trying to find a little more touch at times on the passing there.
Trying to zip that into Cole Falloon, who's got some size. He's listed at 6'2", and fortunately for himself and the Rams. As that one got through his fingertips, it then kept going cleanly, as obviously if that had gone off his hands and popped up, then who knows where it would have ended up. And it looks like we've got Daniels down once again, and he has been a big playmaker for the Rams. His 2 catches, each over 20 yards, and then he also had that play that he drew pass interference that allowed Southeast Polk to pick up the first down.
So he's maybe getting cramps out there again here. 3rd time he's been down. Let's take a quick break here. We'll do that on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Daniels heading off over there, trying to work that. I've had those. They get in your calf. They're just painful, and they're hard to work out once you get them there. And he's heading off the field, and Waukee will come out. 3rd and 10 at the 31. So again, Warriors need a stop here. Still time left, but you don't want to let him keep grinding out the clock. Daly trips to the left. Drops back, looks. Now he'll run up the middle, and he's going to have the first down as everybody moving back on coverage. And that time he made the smart move, pulled it down, and ran for the first.
Yep, needed 10 there and picked up about 11. And so Daly, hasn't had to run it too many times, but when he has, he's been effective. That's the 2nd time he's had an 11-yard run. And don't forget, he was also able to pick up 7 points by punching it in from the 1.
So 1st and 10 at their Waukee 42. Hand off, and Madden had it right down Christensen. Halber, the linebacker, on the stop. And Southeast Polk in no big hurry.
Christensen there met in the backfield, yet was able to slip through, and then really all he did was just fall forward. That was enough to make a negative play into a positive one.
2 receivers left, now 1 right. Falloon, the bottom of the screen here. Fake the handoff, throw it across on the slant to Emmanuel, and he's going to be up for a first down.
And some of the Waukee supporters thought that he was down a little bit earlier.
Back, yeah.
But that was a fantastic throw by Daniels as he had his player coming across a lot of traffic, tight window, and he was able to get it in there with that velocity we've been talking about that the lefty has.
So they come up with Sadats on the right, Mason Rankin on the left of the line there. 2 receivers wide, 1 right, and Christensen back there with Daly. Takes it, fakes it, now rolls out under pressure. Decides to pull up and throw. Well, he's going to keep it.
And there was a lot of positivities there for the Rams when all said and done. Rolling out to his left, had a player at his blind side, able to sense him coming, then is still able to pick up 4 yards, and maybe most importantly, keeps it on the ground and keeps that clock ticking.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to pump fake a throw maybe and kind of throw off the defense a little bit, but decides to keep it. He's already had some interest from Michigan and Iowa State. And Southeast Polk will take timeout. We'll take a break. Come back after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively relentless.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Here at Waukee, the Warriors. Defense looking at a 2nd and 6 at the 43 of Southeast Polk. Trying to stop them here with some time left on the clock to get it back. Southeast Polk stopped Waukee on downs and have taken it since then and been running the clock down. Daly back, throws the screen pass out, caught over there by Christensen, and he'll be stopped inbounds, short of the first down, but it'll be 3rd and short.
That was a nice decision there by the Rams. In other words, let those players come in and pursue the quarterback, lob it over their head, and then Christensen does a nice job of picking up 4 of the 6 yards needed and then staying in bounds and not stopping the clock.
Joe Morrison on the tackle. Southeast Polk using the full complement of the play clock here now with this lead. Daly will come up under center. Drops back, fakes the handoff, throws it out wide, and he can't come up with it. Just out of the hands of Rankin. He got it as he rolled over. He couldn't hold it. It does bring up a 4th down.
And that was a tough throw for Daly, throwing across his body, and that's one of the reasons that nearly ended up as an interception, is that it was tough for him as a lefty to get that over to Rankin.
4th and 2. Big play for Waukee. If they can stop them on defense, get the ball back, have about 3 minutes. Fakes a handoff. Daly will keep it himself. Breaking free down to the 20, 15. Inside the 15, down to about the 13. That time you got it right keying on Christensen, and Daly pulled it out of there and took off. And they'll have a 1st and 10 at the 13. With 3:05, they roll the clock.
26-yard run, and the thing that Waukee has going for them right now is, fortunately for them, unlike in the first half, they've still got all 3 of their timeouts in their back pocket.
1st and 10 at the 13. Daly under center now. Hands off. Looking for room. Finally breaks out of there. Looked like he was stopped. And they get him down, and that adds a few extra seconds off the clock, too.
I think his forward momentum is going to get him down to about the 10-yard line, but you're exactly right. When the seconds are precious for Waukee, Christensen not only keeps his legs churning and trying to pick up some yards, but just trying to take a few more ticks off the clock, down to 2:37 after Waukee burns their first time out.
Waukee takes a timeout. We'll take a break, too, and we'll come back after this on CISN.TV.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
2:37 to play. You see the Waukee defense coming out there. They're tired, but they got to have a stop here. to stay in this ball game. If they give up a field goal, they got a chance, but 2nd and 7 at the 10 for Southeast Polk. Touchdown means you got to score and then you got to get an onside. Jackson Daly out for Southeast Polk, under center. Sends a man in motion. Back off, straight handoff, and through the pile goes Christensen. Picks up a couple. Bring up 3rd down and about 5. And Waukee takes another timeout, I think. They do. Well, right here, you just got to not give up the touchdown, Eric, and or the first down. And first down ends the game. A touchdown gives you a chance, but it's a much tougher odds that way.
You're certainly, if you're Waukee, trying to come up with a big stop here, make it 4th and long, and force them to go for the field goal. What would be interesting would be maybe a 4-yard gain to get in that. If you're Southeast Polk, do you go the safe route, try to kick a field goal and make it a 7-point game, or do you roll the dice and say, look, we're on the road, first game of the season, and maybe you just have faith in your offensive line that you can get that yard, and then from there try to run out the clock in the game?
I think with their kicker, if you're that close, you go for it and make it, because then they can't beat you with a touchdown in a, Hail Mary or something wild. But, of course, that's all conjecture right now until we see what happens here if they can hold them on 3rd down. Here, big play for the Waukee defense. Big play for the Southeast Polk offense. They come back out in the pistol with Christensen back there with Daly. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Rolling, now looks through back the other way. Wide open touchdown. To Christensen. 8 yards, Daly to Christensen, and had everybody looking at those 2 receivers the other way. And Christensen sneaks out of the backfield for the touchdown with 2:26 to play here in the ball game.
That's the second time we've seen Christensen score on a wheel route, and there was one player who was diving to see if he could get up and tip it, but nobody at Christensen's level in the end zone.
Extra point is good. 21-10, Southeast Polk over Waukee. And only Jackson Daly had to worry about was not throw it too high or too hard there, because he was so open after coming out of there. And they had, credit him too, he had everybody looking to the right at those receivers and then turned and threw it back to the left. Let's take a break. We'll come right back after this on CISN.TV.
Make this summer one to remember with these savings at Fairway. This week, USDA Choice Top of Iowa Sirloin Steak is just $4.99 a pound. Stella Bella green seedless grapes are only $1.88 a pound. Ritz crackers are just $1.88. Coca-Cola or Sprite products are 4 for $9.98 when you buy 4. Wishing you a fun-filled summer from our family to yours. Fairway.
Waukee puts up 2 touchdowns here in the second half. A sneak by Daly and a Daly pass to Christensen, and they lead now 21-10 over Waukee. Waukee opened the scoring with a 83-yard drive, a touchdown. After that, they got a field goal, but 2 Daly to Christensen touchdowns and a sneak by Daly. And it's a 11-point lead here for Southeast Polk. Squibber kick picked up at the 11. Morrison up to the 25. And he gets up. I think he thought he could still run because his knee didn't go down, but they're going to blow it down there at the 25. Waukee went up-tempo here on that last drive. They're going to have to go a little even more up-tempo here because they need to score. They burned 2 of their timeouts on that last drive. They do have 1 left, but they got some work ahead of them. Here, Holcomb. Dropping back, rolling, looking. Throws it downfield, has been wide open, caught and out of bounds by Hayden Huntley. That's the big play you want, Eric, on the first play.
26-yard reception, just the second catch for Huntley in the game. And then, as you pointed out, not only comes up with a completion, but then immediately out of bounds.
1st and 10 at the 48, a big chunk play there for Waukee. Holcomb rolling, a little pressure, steps up out of it, and then is brought down. And loses 2. Clock rolling here. 2 minutes now to play in the ball game. Waukee looking to the sideline. They need to get a play in and get it going quick here. 2nd and 13. Huntley in motion. Fake to him. Blitz! And off the hands of the receiver. And Holcomb got drilled on the blitz. Brings up a 3rd and 13.
Yeah, breaking through that offensive line of the Waukee squad was Reed Wolf, but credit Holcomb for staying in the pocket, seeing the pressure that was coming, knowing that he was going to take the hit, and still gave his receiver an opportunity to make the play.
Seems that'll stop the clock. Seems like you maybe fake to those deep guys and throw to Sadan underneath. He rolls, looking, now throws it out. Wide. Did he make the catch? No. It'll bring up 4th down. Intended for Smith.
Good coverage there on Southeast Polk side.
This could be the ball game here. 4th and 13 at the 49 for Waukee. Fake blitz. They're looking for the screen. They get it, and it's caught by a lineman, and there's flags down everywhere. He was looking for Smith, but it caught by one of the big uglies there, and that is an ineligible receiver. It'll be loss of down.
Yep, that's Bo Schaller, and on 4th down, not really anything you can do. At that point, normally you want to keep your hands off of it, but he knew that if it had hit the turf, it would have been the same result anyway.
And he wasn't going to make the 1st down. They declined the penalty. And Southeast Polk will take over, and got a sneaking suspicion we might see the victory formation here. Waukee 1 timeout left. So we go back, Eric, to those 2 big defensive 4th down stops by the Southeast Polk defense when Waukee was deep in their own territory and couldn't convert and get the go-ahead score.
Both times in the red zone with 3:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter and 8:42 left to go in the 4th quarter. And it was 4th and 1. In fact, 4th and less than 1. And both times Southeast Polk able to come up with a stop. And that's where, when we talk about what these teams will be looking at next week when people are breaking down their film, a lot of good things that we saw from both squads, but a lot of times games come down to the trenches, just controlling that line of scrimmage, and the Rams look like they're going to come away with a victory because on those 2 plays, they were able to prevent the Warriors from picking up 1 yard when they needed it desperately.
So we got Luke Schumacher, the junior, coming off there.
1st and 10 for the Rams.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Waukee, or excuse me, Southeast Polk at the 44. And we're going to see Jackson Daly take a knee here. He does.
And the quarterback takes a knee. That's Jackson Daly, number 15.
And I don't see if Southeast Polk will even use their timeout here. 48-6, Ankeny beats Centennial in the Battle of Ankeny at Ankeny.
And those are the next two opponents for this Waukee squad in that order, hosting Ankeny next week and then traveling to Ankeny Centennial. So for the Warriors, things aren't going to get any easier anytime soon.
And they knew that coming in, but a lot to work on. And he'll take another knee here. And the clock will wind down. The officials will, usually what they'll do, they'll work that until, now it'll be, they'll come up and have to take one more snap here to run the clock out. As there's just about a 4-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Southeast Polk will come out of here with an 11-point win off a third and fourth quarter touchdown. And there it is, and that'll wind the clock down. And that'll do it. The clock goes to 0. Players out there hugging, although I don't think that's supposed to be allowed, is it? But anyway, 21-10. We'll take our final break, come back, and wrap this one up here on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
And Waukee, the final here tonight. 21-10, Southeast Polk downs Waukee. Waukee opened up the game, went on an 83-yard drive, and it was Holcomb to Smith from 30 yards out. PAT by Bartachek was good. It was 7-0. Then it was with 2:43 to play in the second quarter. Daly to Christensen, a 27-yard pass to Christensen out of the backfield, 7-7 after the extra point. That was an 80-yard drive. Then Bartachek, a field goal as time expired in the second quarter, 34 yards out, and that made it 10-7 Waukee at the half. But those were the final points of the night here for Waukee. Southeast Polk defense held them twice in the red zone on fourth down, and it was 7:31 to go in the third. Daly snuck it in from 1 yard out after a nice pass to Daniels, who was down at the 1. Daly did the rest, and it was 14-10. And then late in the game here, 2:26 to go, Daly to Christensen from 8 yards out. They had everybody looking right, and he threw back left to Christensen. The PAT was good, and it was 21-10. Let's talk about a few more of the numbers here, Eric, for tonight.
Yeah, for the start with the visiting Southeast Polk Rams, Jackson Daly for the game goes 15 of 23. Ends up with 186 yards passing, then another 49 on the ground. Obviously, Titus Christensen, a big part of the game, as he ends up with 87 yards on 22 carries, and especially late in the game. It wasn't just the yards, but it was the amount of clock that the Rams were able to eat up because of Christensen on the ground, and then also getting it done through the air as Christensen added 57 yards on 5 catches, including those 2 that you mentioned that Gopher scores. Also contributing Isaiah Emanuel with 3 catches for 31 yards. Caleb Daniels only with 2 snags, but he made the most of them as he ended up with 45 yards through the air. As for Jacob Holcomb, he goes 8 of 13 for 120 yards, and his big connections were to Aaron Smith, 30 yards for a touchdown. He had 3 catches in the game for 75 yards through the air. Alex Lindquist was the Iron Man, 32 carries, 151 yards through the ground, and really pacing the Warriors offense, who for the game were just not able to keep up the balance that Southeast Polk had, and I think that was the reason the Rams were able to come up with the victory. 178 yards passing and 151 rushing. It's not 50-50, but it's a pretty good balance, much more so than on the other side, and the reason that when the Rams needed a big play, they were able to get it, but they were also able to maintain control of the ball there, especially in the third and fourth quarter.
So a lot for both to work on. Southeast Polk is always easier to work on those things when you get the victory. Waukee, things to work on as they will host Ankeny here next week at home. The final again, 21-10. Southeast Polk downs Waukee in the season opener here. Thanks to Ruben, Randy, Cal, and Dave working the cameras and all the controls here. That's going to wrap it up here tonight for CISN.TV.